there is no way that they are going to follow up with you. So it is really important that you make the first impression, and that's what a resume is, your first impression. Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. You guys are here at J Design Studio, and I am so glad to have you guys here. If you don't know me, if you have not been here before, I'm Jayashree and I'm a graphic designer, and I talk about everything related to branding, design, and everything in between. So if that kind of content really interests you, I request that you guys subscribe to the channel. It will really help me a lot. And if you guys are returning over here, as you may have seen, we have upgraded. I got a mic over here. I have a tripod in front of me. So that's awesome. So what are we going to talk about today? It's the most requested content. Nah, it's not the most requested content because we're not that grown yet, maybe in future, but it is the content that I have been meaning to create since a very long time, since I started this channel, because I really want my fellow designers who are looking for a job to actually get considered for a job. And because of the mistakes that they are making recently, they are not even getting a chance at being considered for the job. So I want to tell you guys what are these mistakes, what you need to fix in your resume so that you could actually get your foot inside the door and get a chance at the interview. Let's get started. So the first thing I want to tell you guys is about your portfolio link. Every designer must have their portfolio link added to their resume because it is first thing that they will see after your resume, and it is probably the most crucial information you will be adding to your resume other than your work experience and everything. Your portfolio really speaks about what kind of work you do, what kind of skills you have, beyond you just actually telling it. So a lot of you might feel that I'm telling you guys something so basic that it doesn't even make sense. Of course, every designer has their portfolio link in their resume. Do they? Are you sure? Because I spoke to a lot of hiring managers and I even work with some really closely. About 40% of resumes that come through to the hiring managers do not have portfolio link. 40% of you who send your resume seeking for a job are not even getting considered because you guys just left out one link. So please ensure that you guys are adding your portfolio link in your resume. I know a lot of you guys try to be really creative with your resume, and you guys try to make it extremely pretty and beautiful and so decorative. Let me break it to you. The hiring managers do not care. They have your portfolio link to actually gauge what kind of skills you possess. How decorative or how beautiful your resume is really doesn't matter to them. In fact, they prefer that you keep it really simple. 2 colors, maximum. Ensure that you have a very simple resume, has all the information, tells about you in a crisp format with all the crucial information, and that is what going to get you shortlisted for the next round of finalizing the candidates. Here's another thing that you guys do in your resume, and I have seen this in so many resumes, even the ones that are experienced at the same time, amateur ones. You know how you guys add a meter to your skills section of your resume where Photoshop is in the full meter, Adobe Illustrator is in the 90% meter? That is not required, and actually that can really burn your fingers. Here's what happens. When you tell them that you know 6 to 7 different softwares and you're not skilled at some of them, that makes you look bad because you didn't bother to learn those software completely. If they really needed you to know those softwares, if their job description had those softwares in the requirement, and if you show a meter that says that, hey, I know this software, but I'm not really good at it, that is going to hurt you and they will not consider you. There is no way that they are going to follow up with you. So it is really important that you make the first impression, and that's what a resume is, your first impression. So ensure that you are not adding meters. If you have a skill, please add that. If you're not sure about a software skill that you possess, you can eliminate it. You don't have to be a multi-talented person, but if you are really good at one software that you use, that's a pretty good advantage for the company to have you on board. This is something that is for every person who's applying for a job, not limited to just design. Please fix the typos in your resume.
Looks like a bit of a typo.
Pubic relation.
What? This is going to put off the hiring people majorly. They are going to think that if the communication in your resume itself is not perfect, which is so essential for you to get a job, they are not going to consider you for the job, because communication has been a necessity for about 90% of the jobs right now. They expect you to be good at your verbal, at your written communication. And if you have typos, that is going to put forth a very wrong impression. So check your resume twice, thrice, and 4 times for typos. Moving on to the next section, which is your hobbies or languages section. I see that a lot of upcoming designers add this section in their resume. Actually, it's not needed if it is not relevant to your job. There are jobs where they expect the designer to know a few other languages, and they put it in the job description. And if that is the kind of job you're applying for, please put forth the language that you know, because it is going to be looking like an added advantage. Other than that, if you add this, it is not going to make much sense. It is telling a little bit about you to the hiring people, but it is not the crucial information. You have one page of content that you are going to showcase to the hiring people, and you only have that one page in order to get considered. You need to put the most relevant information and eliminate the information that is not going to be useful for them. So be very specific and be very crisp, and ensure that you're brutal when it comes to eliminating things that is not necessary. You could be a great chef along with being a great designer, but that's not relevant to them unless you're going to work with a channel that is going to be about cooking and you're really passionate about it. Then please go ahead and add it. Other than that, it is not going to be really relevant to them. I want to talk about the resumes of people who are experienced. Now, whenever you guys are adding details about your latest jobs, and you have a number of jobs that you have worked before lined up, what you guys are missing in writing out is what your achievements in those jobs were. I have seen so many resumes where the designers are not writing about the achievements that they made in those companies, because they probably feel like it's just the regular job that they did and it's just the software that they worked on, so it really doesn't make sense. But the truth is, you've made a lot of difference for that company, and you need to realize that and add that in your resume. These are really appealing for the next person hiring you. They are going to see this and they are going to be captivated. So have information in a way that is really captivating for them, something that makes them feel like you're a catch. Talk about the results that you have created, like worked in a event for the company that brought in 90% more profit than the last year turnover. Add things like that, add percentages, add numbers. These are the small things that is being looked for in your resume. So don't miss out on those. Even I did not know that I had to write all those things, and I went through a bunch of websites and I read through a bunch of articles, and only then I was able to perfect my resume. So I'd really recommend that you guys look up articles and blogs that will tell you what kind of information will be really appealing to the person hiring you. Here's a big no-no for you guys. Do not add your social media links in your resume. It's unnecessary unless you guys are looking for a job that has anything to do with your Instagram profile. If you create content like carousels or valuable social media content, and if you guys are hired to create social media posts for a brand, then absolutely go ahead and add your Instagram link. It is an added advantage. It shows how appealing your designing skills for social media can be, and how you guys were able to capture a set of audience and how you engage with them. These things really show to the brands as to how you guys are good at in social media. But if your job has nothing to do with social media, and if you have posts of your cats and dogs in there, then please refrain from adding your social media links, because it doesn't seem extremely professional. About the photograph that you add in your resume, experts in the resume content ask you to refrain from adding your photograph because it's not necessary and it is not giving a sense of professionalism. But you can add it. It's not that big a trouble. But here are the things that you need to refrain from. Do not make your photograph overtly edited. Try to keep it subtle and try to keep it as professional as possible. It could look casual, but it does not need to look like an extravagant photo shoot. Also, one thing that you should refrain from is creating caricatures or illustrations in the resume. Again, like I said, resume is not your portfolio, and people may be able to see your skills in your portfolio. You don't need to add it here. But by all means, you can go ahead and add your photograph. And I think it is more advantageous because when they are conducting an interview, the interviewer can be sure that the person who has applied is the same person on a video call, because a lot of us are getting interviewed through video calls now. It's the verification, in my opinion. Alright, about your education. Of course, it's important. It's very important. But anything below your PG, UG, or anything that is not relevant to the job is unnecessary. What I see in resumes is that they add their education from 10th, 12th, and they also end up adding your scores. Let me tell you guys something. It's not relevant anymore. Your marks do not define you. Your portfolio does, especially when you're a designer. So you don't have to worry about adding your percentage in your resume. You could just go ahead and add the education that you received with relevance to the job that you're applying. If you guys have done any courses other than your college education, please go ahead and add that as well, if that is also relevant to the job that you guys are applying, because they are also seen as extremely valuable. You do not have to miss out on that just because they are online courses that you took just in the matter of a couple months. Alright you guys, we have reached to the end of the video, but wait a second. I do have a small gift for you guys for coming along this far. I have created a basic template for you guys to fill up your resume. It has the basic layout, and I think if you guys follow my advice that I have given so far and fill up the resume with just the information as needed, I think it will be really good for you guys. Give it a try and let me know what you guys think about it, and if you guys need any changes, and if you guys need more information, if you guys need any more content on this, I'd be happy to create them. Please do let me know in the comments below, and along with the comments, you know what to do: like, share, subscribe. So please go ahead and do that. That'll really help me out, and that's it. Have a lovely day, you guys.